So this is gonna be my what I'll be reading this week video where I show off mostly library books, comics I get from the library. But so some of these are ones I was not able to finish before I went for poker night. So some of these are repeats that you saw that week because again there's two different visits that I went to within 2 weeks. The first one was the first visit, and that most of the books you saw, and I reviewed the ones I finished in their own separate videos. But this one right now is just the rest of that pile, and then the pile I got when I went for poker night. Without further ado, let's get into it. First one up is the Uja Uja. This is a great example of a book that I want to see if the writer is as good as she is with writing, and then if the writer is as good at writing that she is with being constantly, not constantly, but being online and being kind of a troublemaker, not too much, just kind of one of those things where, if you look into her Twitter, you'll know what I mean. But it was also a book that I had at my local library. I was going to, I was interested in it ever since your boy Zach covered it on his channel, because I always wanted to read something by Max Fassagio, because again she is a pretty prominent figure in modern comic books and modern comics. I always wanted to read something by her, and this was the number one thing I wanted to read by her, because it was the one that was coming out, and it was one I knew that would be readily available at least. But they had it, and it was local library too. It was one of those ones like with Scurry, where when I checked it, it was said it was not on order. It was processing at the library, and unlike with Scurry, I didn't have to wait 10 years for it to come in. It was like a week later, not even. Yes, Uja. Next a bunch of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next 5 are all books that I own and I wanted to read right away. First one up is Superman Smashes a Clan. This is the Jean Louis Yang book. It's an all ages book, right? No, actually young adults. It's one of those DC Ink books. Probably the only one I own, honestly. It was just one of those ones I had to own. It's such a I believe it's an official adaptation of the radio show, and I've always been interested in that storyline also. Next one up is Greg Rucka's Lois Lane run from a few years ago. 12 issue series. Is it right? Another one that I had always wanted to check out, because I heard a lot about it, and the criticisms I heard were kind of like they're non-existent. They are criticisms that I can understand why someone would hate that, but it's one of those criticisms that doesn't bother me as much. It does still bother me, but I can look past it, because it's the only criticism they had. And I really love Greg Rucka's writing. Then we have Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. This is the Matt Fraction series yet again. Okay, you guys already know I want to check it out. So let's keep reading that. Then we got Superman Up in the Sky by Tom King. And that one I've actually read the first 2.5 issues. I'm currently reading issue 3. I had the first 3 in floppies, and I had to get the trade for the last 3. So I had half of it, so should have gotten it at half price, but nice. And then we have The Last God, which is a book that, one of those books where I had gotten it a long time ago and never got to reading it, and I don't know why. Yeah, it was $50, right? Yep, it was $50. But this is what I would imagine a $50 book to be from DC Comics, and it's actually exact same size everything, like height, width, everything as the Superman John Byrne hardcovers, which are also $50. I've always praised DC for doing that, because they had a thin ass Batman one, same size as standard size hardcover, and it was $50, and it was like 232 pages. I got it for free because it was library. It was like absolute bullshit. DC's pricing is so inconsistent, and that's the main reason why I've been getting a lot of books from Image. No, not the main reason why. It's one of the reasons why I've been getting a lot of books from Image, is because their pricing is not inconsistent, and 9 times out of 10, it's a good deal for what you get. For the thicker hardcovers, the thicker books too, and the hardcovers. So those deluxe editions I have of Low and Death or Glory are worth $50 too, and same price as this, and the same pages as this, but it was deluxe hardcover, like almost twice this size. And honestly, it's as big as my shelf is. Like, it fits right on my shelf. Like, it's like a little bit, like maybe a centimeter of shelf space left after that. And speaking of shelf, I'll be showing, because I got a new end board for my shelf, so it looks much better now than it did before. And I'll be doing another video short, probably. I'll upload to YouTube. I'll also do it too. Instagram. I don't know why every time I film, I get something stuck in my throat. I don't know why. I haven't eaten in a while, so not a while, but it's been like a few hours since I eaten last. So it's like I didn't just ate or anything like that. Just weird. But yes, last card. Now we're on to, for the most part, maybe one or two more that were ones that I own that I'm reading for this reading, the books I'm reading this week video. This week's one. But yeah. So Nightwing is the Tom Taylor run. Oh, that's Tom Taylor. I'm sorry. I was just kind of, I was getting so good because I was trying to film when no one was in the house, because I feel weird about that. My voice is very loud, and I can like, I don't know the volume of my own voice, as you saw in my on my live stream. So it's like, can you hear me? Can you not hear me? It's like, it's not a big deal. It's just I don't like people in the house knowing I'm filming. Unless it's my cousin. That's the only exception. But anyways, Tom Taylor's first volume, the first volume of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run. Now, I did it, I'm not sure if they did it. I am not entirely sure if they have, at the very least, the second volume of this run at my local library, interloans, that. But I saw this like about a month ago, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that, because I don't know if they have the whole run, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. But then I had gotten the Superman Son of Kal-El book, Volume 1, also hardcover, also from Tom Taylor, so I decided to hell with that, I want to get this now. So, and it's not one of those things, if I like it, I'm going to continue getting it, because a big change that I have made this year, in the past few months specifically, is not getting new floppies. So this right here, I'm going to show, because this is a Superman book anyways, I just showed, this is a floppy. It's a single issue, and right there. And this is the trade, collecting all, collects the issues of this book, including this issue. So these I'm not getting anymore. At least the new issues of this. I'll get back issues at like 50 cents each, or $1 each. But these will be definitely getting. So that's just, and that's one of the best decisions I've ever made, especially because I'm not sure how many books I'm going to get in general, comics I'm going to get in general in June. I'll have the money for it, yes, but I got so much, 73 comics. I keep saying 72. I think I accidentally said 72 in my official May 2023 haul, but it's supposed to be 73. I got 73 of these this month, so it's kind of one of those things where they're like, yeah, we're not gonna, you should be spending money on like other people, and because I'm probably we're having a yard sale this weekend, and a lot of that money is going to go to spending. It's going to go to spending money on other people, like buying drinks, because it's one of those things, like repaying the favors, repaying favors. So yes, Nightwing Volume 1. And I also did the same thing where it's like, oh, screw it, they have Volume 1, but, they might have all this series, but, But yeah, so going back to that Nightwing thing, I'm probably not going to get the rest of the run myself. I'll probably just wait till my local library has it, or just bite the bullet, they don't have it. There's so many books that I've started at my local library, they haven't had a full series of it, and I've learned that the hard way. So doing that yet again isn't going to be, it's going to be no skin off my back. Hell, I did it for Superman Son of Kal-El, which I do want to read. I know it doesn't have the best reputation as a book as from many comic fans, but like with Uja, it's just one of those books that I want to check out, because sometimes my opinion differs from everyone else's, and it's what happened with Superman Son of Kal-El, the first volume at least. From what I've heard of the criticisms as it goes along, especially nowadays, are criticisms that even I don't like. But we shall see if it actually affects me. And see if it, that's the right word. If it affects me the same way, pisses me off the same way it would anyone else, or everyone else. Anyways, next up is Batman Failsafe, Chip Zdarsky's first volume of his Batman run. Now, unlike with Nightwing, actually, no, it's the same with Nightwing. But yeah, it's too, because Nightwing Rebirth, then it was Tom Taylor's run. It was Tom King's run of Batman volumes for Rebirth, and it was James Tynion, and it was this guy, and then it was Chip Zdarsky. I think it was Joshua Williamson before this run. So it's not exactly, but I'm sure with Nightwing, it's like kind of like a new status quo kind of thing. You can start here. Yes, Batman's Failsafe. And another Batman book, we have All-Star Batman and Robin. No, not Batman and Robin. All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder. The good All-Star Batman series. And speaking of Rebirth, it's a Rebirth book. Now, this is one that I've read like 400 times, and this is my 404th time reading this book. I love it that much. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this book is that they did this the same with Superman New 52 from Grant Morrison. They have backup stories they have at the end, not for issue. Issue 1 would have a backup story. So I have to go. So if I want to read the entire issue as it came out, I go back. I go here for issue 1, and all the way back here for the backup story. And so one thing that makes me angry about this book. I found it out the hard way, but yeah. What I'll probably do is I'll probably find out, like, I'll look up the DC wiki and be like, okay, it's Batman's. It was the Batman's Grave was the original issue. A damn good Warren Ellis book, by the way. And then the Batman Cacophony was the Batman book by Kevin Smith this time. And then Batman Cacophony was a backup story, so I'll go there. So I'll know what it is. So part 1, and of course part 1 with all that. But yes, All-Star Batman and Robin. I keep saying but yes. And we got another Batman book that I'm reading for the 4 billionth time, and that is Grant Morrison's Batman and Robin series. Now, I swear my local library had all 3 volumes of this series. At least the Grant Morrison stuff. There is a volume 4, but it's the first few issues of Peter J. Tomasi's run before it was reverted into New 52. So I'm not going to read that because unless I do get into New 52 series. If my local library has all that series, I'll get that. But I kind of do want to get the omnibus. That's going to be a long time coming too. I'm not going to get that omnibus like tomorrow or whatever, or even next month. It's probably going to be like next year or something like that. Because I am still on my Image Comics kick for the most part. Spoilers, my entire shelf, except for that top shelf, because I have like one. So that top shelf where you see where my trophies are, that's the top shelf, and I have a book end for that. Just that one part of the shelf where I have books. The other side is still where I have my DVDs. So technically, my entire shelf is all Image Comics now, which is so nice. But yes, Batman and Robin, Grant Morrison. And that was my milestone for getting that shelf filled with Image Comics. And if I did the math right, I have at least 400 Image Comics. It's I said 427, but I kept doing like 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. You know, I caught myself, but it's possible I made that mistake and I didn't notice it. But anyways, at least 400. This one is the one that I showed before. I read half of it. I've read half of his book so far. This is Death by Neil Gaiman, and so far it is the best post the Wake Sandman I've read thus far. Because again, the Sandman had its original 75 issue run, and they came out with little one shots that are collected in volumes now. But most of those I haven't liked. But this is my favorite post 75th issue Sandman book so far. So far, I have not finished it. Then we have a book that I only read 1 issue of, and that is of this volume, and that is The Unwritten, Volume 2. Then we have Hero, which is another one. I think this is 2 issues or 1 issue, but still not enough for me to have finished it before I had to return the books I had to return. Either time. Because there was 2 times I returned books. One on poker night, and then one right before I filmed with my cousins. We were driving we were on the road anyways. So I was like, "Hey, drop the books." I was like, "Yeah, okay." That's so crazy. He can drive now. He's 5 years younger than me, and I always look at him as a younger brother. So it's always like, and of course he's my cousin, not my younger brother. So I never like. It's one of those things. But yes, you know how old he is, but it's like, man, that's crazy to think. Because you always think like something's gonna come up, and he's like, "Oh no, I can't drive yet because of this reason or that reason." But no, he can't. I think it was a bit later, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Time was flown by so fast, quickly that I can't remember the top of my head. Okay, so next up is one that I have read before, and that's What If. This is the one shot I really wish I had gotten at least the Spider-Man one. because the Punisher one. This where the cover is from. Because that is like one book that's one of those books that just because of what it's one of like those books that it's a modern book that's worth a lot of money now just because it's Spider-Man as a Punisher. Although I feel like I haven't done that before. And that was the whole reason why I bought this trade was for that one story. It was somewhat worth the $17.99 cover price. Although you only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 6 books. They are pretty thick, but it's pretty thin trade. And another reason why I don't get as many Marvel books is they're damn expensive. They are so damn expensive and so damn inconsistent too. If you thought DC Comics was inconsistent, Marvel is like, hey, hold my beer. Like some trades like this, sometimes this is $15.99, sometimes it's $17.99, sometimes it's $19.99, and sometimes even $24.99. The Punisher Volume 2 is going to be that expensive because it's a bit thicker than your average trade. But it's only like in 6 issues, and the 12th issue, which came out today actually, it might be like bigger than your average issue, but not too much. Not $24.99 more. Maybe each issue was already double size, and then issue 12 is triple size, like 64 pages maybe. But still, I'll look up right now. Actually, so the next 3, I'll look up after, so you guys can skip out if you. There's about 3 more books to go over. X-Men Phoenix War Song, a book I've read 4,000 times, my 4,001st, and I've read, again, like with Superman, I've read almost half of it so far. One book so far. But same thing. Oh, and this also is a sequel to Phoenix Endsong, X-Men Phoenix Endsong, so read that before you read this. I would say read both, like, I like both. The first one is definitely better, definitely has better artwork. I really like the more realistic artwork, but this is still good. It's Greg Pak who writes both. It's at least the same writer, which I don't mind if it's the same. I don't mind if it's an artist so far as if it's not like drastically different to the point where I'm like, it's ugly artwork, and I wish it was still Volume 1. Of course, I do wish that, but it's not. It's always get off my back when you still have the same writer and the same writing and the same like interest in it. It's not as good as the first, obviously, but still worthy of reading. Then we got Inhumans, a book I have almost finished, and I did show off before, and then also the same with. I'm almost done with that one, and again, I'm closer to the end of Inhumans than I am with any of the other books that I started and that wasn't able to finish before. And then finally, Avengers Mythos, yet another book that I showed before. So now I'm going to do the thing with the Punisher book and look it up, how many issues it is. how many pages it is. It's a 12-issue series. I do want to check it out. It's Jason Aaron's run, and I've heard very mixed reviews about it. So some really but it's either you really, really like it or you really, really hate it. It's no in-between. So I will probably either be the one that's in between or the one that really likes or really hates it. So where's Punisher? Oh, it's down here. They have a weird glitch with the Marvel app, which is leaving June 2nd, by the way, where you can't see that white space. There's supposed to be a book there. You wonder why the app is leaving. I did discuss my thoughts behind of the change on my live stream, but yeah, it's 33 pages, so like not that much more than your average trade. It's one where it would be $4.99, so it's a little bit more than your average page number, but not like, again, not $24.99 worth of doesn't justify the price in my opinion. Again, that's why I get Image Comics. Image Comics, like, very rarely do I see a pricing on an Image comic book and for a softcover anyway, so I'm like, oh my god, that's way too much. Like, very rarely. Do a Power Bomb was one where it's like, what the hell? Because it was the same amount of issues, and I think the same page length as Seven Sons, and Seven Sons was 7 issues, which is like $20. And that's why I was so surprised when the book came in, and it's like thinner than it should have, for collecting 7 issues. So that was because of the paper quality. But I was happy about that because that was $20 for 7 issues, and it was a modern book. And High Crimes, the one I showed off on a complete birthday haul, that was 12 issues for $19.99. It was awesome. And so that was how many books? And also, while I'm counting the books, I'll also go over my, I think it should be 16. I'll also go over my schedule. So tomorrow, you guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17 actually, including Uja. Uja is a all-in-one OGN, so I'll be reading that out like all-in-one. I won't be reading it like per separate issue, so that technically doesn't count. But yeah, 16 books. I said 17 or 18? I said 17. I'm forgetting, but 17 books. A good amount of books to read for the next few weeks. Now, so what's my schedule going to look like? So first of all, I wanted to get this video uploaded today because as of right now, I'll have 7 straight days of uploading. Tomorrow is going to be the complete May haul. But yeah, so let's see. I'm sure it's 7 days starting tomorrow. Or, no, ending tomorrow. It was 7 straight days of uploading. And because I was thinking about, like, last night, I was like, what the hell am I going to upload? And I was like, oh, I never did the library haul, but I call it what I'm reading this week. I never did that video, and I always do that no matter what, because I got new books. Awesome. So yes, because I'll upload it today. So we got that one. That was a day ago. 2 days, 3 days. That should be 3 days. Should be 4 days. Should be 5 days. Yep. So starting on May 26th and ending on June 1st. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and June 1st. 7 straight days of videos. Now, when I do that usually, not all the time, but most of the time that when I did that, it means that I will not be uploading per week. So, that's 7 days of videos. One's a short, so one's a minute long, and one's a live stream, which most of you guys saw already. But that was 2 days. That was 2 videos. Oh, wait. I think there's 6. It should be... I didn't know I did, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7. But then... I'm not going to upload it. Because that was still... That was May 28th. And this was May 29th. Uh-oh. Ah, wait, sorry, this is May 29th. There we go. So it was 2 videos, and let's just check my largest birthday comic haul. Hey. May 28th. So yes, I had 2 videos for 1 day. It was a live stream and my complete birthday haul. Not a complete birthday haul, part 1 of my birthday haul. Which I didn't call part 1, I kind of regret that. My cousin he has like a video, like an AI will do his titles for him. And they usually come out pretty good, and that's what we came up with after. Because they gave us an idea, we didn't like any of the ideas, we worked off of them, what we liked from those titles. And then that's why I got my title, the biggest comic haul ever. Because a lot of them were like, I'm most epic comic haul. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. That's absolutely stupid. Like, no, I'm not that kind of channel. I'm not the epic bacon waffle channel. I am the, doing my own kind of thing. I don't like doing comedy, like forced comedy. That's what I call forced comedy. Alright, but yeah, going over 23 minutes. That is that. 17 books you should look forward to. So, anyway, sorry, my schedule, first of all. I almost ended the video with my schedule. I was kind of like getting distracted. Okay, so anyways, so those 7 days straight days of videos will hopefully be sufficient enough for you guys to you can watch those, you know, because I'm going to, because I usually would only upload once per month. Not once per month, sorry, once per week, and it might only be once per month. One more per month. It might only be 1 per month for June. I'm hoping, well, actually, no, it should be at least 2, because hopefully I buy some comics for myself. Only a few more at the most, maybe, if I have to, you know. There's, like, we're not gonna go, it's kind of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm definitely going to the library in a final Thursday of the month, and that will be for, the poker night, because I'm going there anyways, so, I'll get books in. But yes, that is it. So, between now and that date, I don't know what I'm going to be uploading next. Well, actually, no, I will be uploading. When I finish the books, when I finish all those books, I will be doing my reviews of those. Maybe just the ones that I finished by then, but hopefully at least the library books. It should be like at least library books. And maybe like the Lois Lane and the Jimmy Olsen 12-issue miniseries. I won't finish those by then, but you'll at least get the review of those before I go to the library. So you'll at least get 3 videos for next month, including the comic reviews, comic haul, and library haul, which will be my one reading this week book video. That's it.